yeah, to using Angular we can develop web applications, right? There are two types of web applications we have okay discussed. This they are like, one is, yeah, one, oh, not this one. Okay, one is traditional application, another is web application, another is a spa based application. Spa means single page application. Okay, I'm going to show you the differences. Just keep in your mind that there are two types of web applications. One is, okay, spa based application, another is traditional applications. I'll be, okay, when we are working with the web application, when we start working with that, okay, so I'll okay show you whenever it is possible, whenever I feel like you can understand. Okay, so that situations, okay, at that situations I'm going to tell you the details of, okay, one or two points of traditional web application, and then spa based applications. Okay, this is a, okay, the a simple point, okay, to understand. Of course I'm going to show it practically as and when we occurred in any scenario, related scenario. Okay guys, so let us I would like to open my Gmail or any application, any mail ID or any web application. Okay, let me open my Gmail application. This is a web application, of course. This is a spa based web application. This is the example for spa based application. Okay, now let's look at it, guys. So what is this? This, I want to give you, okay, so the concept of spa. Okay, see here, uh, I'm going to give you the, practical example. Okay, let me come here. Okay, if I click on something here, what happens? If I click on something, the total page is not going to, if I click on primary, if I click on primary, okay, one second, get it. All right, yeah. Okay, so if I click on this primary, now I'm into updates. Okay, if I click on primary, okay, what happens? So the mails are going to be displayed related to primary. If I click on social, mails are going to be displayed related to social. Okay, the same way, if I click on promotions, the mails related to promotions are going to be displayed. This is, okay, known to everybody. Fine. Now coming to the point. So if I click on any one of the tab, what happens? The which part of the web application is going to get updated? Means this particular part is going to get updated. Only this part, not whole this application. Not whole this application is not going to get updated. Means it is not going to get refreshed. Okay, see here, of course, this is a very new request. If I click on it, what happens? Related to promotion, whatever mails are going to, whatever mails are related, these mails are going to come from server, and then they are going to be placed in this particular, product. So no other parts of the web application is not going to get updated. Only this particular part is going to get updated. This is a spa specialty. Okay, if we are not using spa application, if we are using traditional application, if I click on something, what happens? So not only just this one, so total page is going to, okay, okay, total page is going to be removed from this browser, and then freshly new HTML new screen is going to come to here. Okay, so maybe okay, so yeah, so I'll collect a few of examples traditional. I will come to that point, guys. Okay, now this is the example for spa based application. Coming to the promotional. Now if I click on here something, what happens, guys? See here, if I click on here, which part got updated? The part, so this part got updated, no other web page is not modified. Okay, so this page, total this page is not modified, only this particular page got, only this particular part got updated. Okay guys, okay, of course, which part we need to update based on the application, based on the thing that somebody click here. Yes, okay, fine, I'll come to that. Now coming to here, yeah, if I click on here, what happens again? So this is this can be called as pop-up dialog box, or it can be called as pop-up. Okay, it can be something dialog. Okay, it will be like this, guys. So yeah, fine, coming to here, coming to this particular page, this is a SPA based application. Now this is, if this application is developed in the Angular, okay, how it will be looks like. Let's look at it, guys. Okay, so any web application is built on HTML. See here, guys, CSS. What are the things? Let me tell you: CSS, HTML, maybe JavaScript or TypeScript. TypeScript is a object oriented approach. TypeScript is object oriented approach. All right, this JavaScript is, okay, of course, TypeScript is object oriented. Okay, so programming language. Using this, we are going to write code. Finally, it is going to convert it into JavaScript only, guys. Okay, so writing this approach is very easy. Instead of JavaScript, finally, internally it is going to convert TypeScript into JavaScript. Fine. And then other, images. Okay, some icons. There are so many things are there. XMLs for data, JSON related data. So it will be like any web application contains all these things. Okay, let me open this web page. Okay, for this page, this is a web application, right? To build this web application, to get this web application, if I go to here, if I go to something, if I right click on somewhere, okay, if I right click on somewhere and if I click on inspect, see here, guys, all the code related to this. See here, guys, how much code is there? Okay, so this is still, it is not open. If I keep open this, okay, thousands of code will be there. See here, guys, again, if you open this, okay, again, if you open this, if you keep open all these things, how much of code is required to get this kind of page? Okay, so this, maybe like, even we cannot count it, I guess. Yeah, maybe like if I select all the HTML, I guess it will be like thousands, guys. Thousands of lines will be there. Thousands of lines will be there to display this kind of UI. Okay, this is a, yeah, even sometimes instead of going inspect, what I can do is I can go to view page source. Okay, you can see this. These are the, okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all the code is available here. Even we cannot understand it. Even developers also cannot understand it because it is not easy. It is, something merged approach. Okay, merged way. Okay, yeah. So this kind of HTML, CSS, JavaScript is required to display such kind of UI. Okay, actually, whenever I call this server, okay, server, yeah, if I send any request from browser, suppose like, I say what gmail.com. So this request will goes to the server. Okay, server is going to return some response. Server is going to give you the response to this particular web page. Okay, that server gives you what? HTML, CSS, okay, that kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff is going to come to the browser. Okay, so that browser is going to take this HTML which is provided by the server, and then what browser is going to do? Browser is going to take this HTML and then it is going to convert HTML into UI. Okay, let's say if I say, okay, then this is a UI. So to display this kind of UI, this is not the image. Okay, this is not something else. Actually, from server, it is going to receive HTML. That HTML is going to get rendered into this particular page. Okay, fine. So that's good. Now, okay, so to display this kind of thing, thousands of lines are there. Okay, if you see, if you right click and then you can go to view source, view page source, or inspect, you can see how many lines are there. Okay, to display this kind of UI. Okay. Okay, now to develop this kind of UI, how to write this kind of UI? See here, guys, if we are the developers, if we want to display this kind of page, okay, we need to write all this code. We need to write all this kind of code. Okay, line by line, we need to write in this approach. Is this understandable approach? If we write, okay, this approach, see here, guys, if we write this kind of in this approach, okay, it is highly, okay, so it is highly, okay, 1 second, guys, give me 1 second. Right, so to develop this kind of application, it is really not possible. It is really not possible in this manner. So how to, yeah, of course, to develop this kind of page, to develop this kind of application, it is not such easy. We need to write thousands of lines here. Yes, of course, thousands of lines we need to write. Okay, writing all the thousands in the same file, writing all the thousands, all the CSS classes in one file, all JavaScript in one file, all HTML in one file, it is, it is highly impossible. It is highly difficult to manage such applications if you write a lot of code in the same files. Okay, for that, there is a technique here. Okay, somebody opened their, please close your audio device, guys. My God. Okay, please, as soon as you enter into the meeting, close your, mute your device, guys, audio device. Okay, whatever mic that you have, right? Yeah, please close it. Okay, again, come back to here. Yeah, so to develop this kind of web applications, okay, to develop this kind of applications, we need to write a lot of code. So writing all the code in the same file, it's highly impossible. That's why this application is going to be divided into multiple parts. Okay, we have to divide this application into multiple parts. Each part is going to be, of course, yeah, let me show you diagrammatically. Okay, if I want to develop this application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this application into components. What is that? I have used the concept called component. Yeah, we need to remember this word. Of course, we are going to use this vocabulary every day. In a day, we are going to use, okay, hundreds of times this word we are going to use. Okay, right, component. Yeah, what is component? I'll tell you what is a component, guys. Now, why I came to this component? I came to this component because of writing all the code in the same file. Okay, is not at all a good way of writing program. It is highly difficult to manage. Okay, application manage means if I want to change anything, if I want to modify anything in the same file, okay, you have to search from top to bottom. We have to do so many, okay, so operations in the same file means it is highly difficult. That's why we have to divide our web applications into multiple parts. Okay, each part can be called as component, basic part. This part can be called as component. It's a component, is a one piece of part in this web UI. Let's look at it, guys. What I will do is I'm going to take this search mail. Okay, this I'm going to take it as a component. I'm going to consider this as a component. Okay, this is one component in one page. The same way, I'm going to take this particular thing is also one component. I'm going to take this as a one component. I'm going to take this as a component. The same way, this is also component. This is also a component. Of course, this is also a component. This menu is a component. This component may contain sub-components. That's quite possible. Okay, these are the components. Okay, these are the multiple components. Okay, if you see this, these are the components. Okay, this particular displaying this, mails are one component. Maybe like this application, this UI got divided into different types of components. All right, guys. Each component has UI plus actions. Remember that each component. Now, to develop web applications, what I'm trying to tell you people is to develop web application. Our application is going to get divided into components. Okay, each component is HTML. Each component is otherwise UI. UI means user interface. UI. Okay, each component is combination of UI plus actions. Okay, somebody messaged me. Let me go to the chat box. Okay, I'll come to the modules, guys. I'll come to the modules. Don't I'll come to that. Now I'm talking to component. Okay, this is the component. Component is UI plus actions. I want to give you, okay, so practical information, what is UI, what is actions. Let's look at it, guys. Now this is a one component. Assume this is a one component. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, just make it yeah. So this is one component. Okay, this component contains UI plus actions, right? Now I want to come to the UI part. UI part means displaying this one. See here, guys, we are able to see this information related to mail. See here, guys, this is one mail, second mail, third mail, fourth mail, fifth mail, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the different mails that we have. These are the mails. We are displaying something here. Whatever thing that, okay, it is displaying, end user can see that. Okay, these are the part. This is a UI. Okay, now for this component, what is the action? Let's come to the action part. If I move on this, what's happening? See here, guys, if I move on this, what's happening? Something is changing on, yeah, moving cursor. Okay, so what's happening? Something is doing. Again, on clicking on this, if I clicking on this, it is opening. This is the action. What should happen? What should happen for actions? Okay, if I double click on this, if I right click on this, what should happen? See here, guys, this menu came up. This may be again another component. This may be another component. That is quite possible. Okay, that is very quite possible. If I right click on this, what happened? Again, there are so many things are opened. See here, guys, these are the things got opened. Okay, this is the actions. Actions means something like if you do something, okay, for that, what should happen again? Okay, that's why. So every component contains UI actions, UI and actions. If I move on it, okay, even if I see here, if I move on it, see something, these things are came up here. When it is coming on the action of moving on particular mail. Okay, so this any component, let's say coming here, if I, yeah, I'm switching to the component called a search component. Yeah, this is the component. I'm clicking on this. What's happening? Something background got changed, and then whatever previously I have searched, okay, so it got displayed, and then okay, number of okay, so you know, results for previous results came up here, and then if I try to search here, okay, if I click on this for the action, something got displayed here, and then if I something like I'm going to search for search dot star dot maybe like g something, yeah, just look at it, guys. I'm going to search something, it is giving automatically, it is displaying all these things. Okay, these are the actions. For every actions, something will be, some UI part is going to be displayed, or some action is going to be happen. So now coming to here, somebody else, audio is disturbance. Is everybody having disturbance or only you? Yeah, can you please, okay, tell me, guys, everybody having problem with the audio? Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, please check your connection from your side, guys. All right, now this is the component again. This is the component, search component. In this component, on clicking on this, something is happening. Action. So action. Okay, if you see that any component having display as well as actions. Okay, display is UI part. UI is nothing but user interface, where user can see that. Let's look at it, guys. If I click on this one, something on, okay, if I click something, see here, guys, that mail got opened here. The mail got open. Otherwise, I'm going to open okay, some main CMS. I enter CMS. I have provided related to CMS. There are so many, okay, so many mails are coming here. This is different component and this is different component. Still they are able to communicate. Okay, communication is possible between component to component. Okay, see here, guys, a component is a piece of, okay, UI, a piece in a UI application, guys. So every piece having two things. One thing is actions, another thing is UI. UI is what you can see. See here guys, we can see something here. Action means something functions, it's kind of functions, okay, whatever things, okay, right, check it out. All right, now I want to come here. Yeah, let's look at it guys. This is one component. On coming to here, what's happening, it got expanded. It got expanded. If I come to here, what's happening here, see here guys, again on top of this action it has displayed. Okay, that's how every application got divided into, your application got divided into number of components. Okay, how many components means in one application contains hundreds of components again. See here guys, so UI application got divided into multiple components. Okay, after dividing application into components, it's sufficient or no? Not at all sufficient. Why? Because if we develop hundreds of components in our application, how to manage them again? Okay, so it is highly difficult. Okay, so to manage multiple components also. Okay, for that what we are going to do is dividing our components. Okay, few components are going to make them into module. See here guys, this is going to be the module. Okay, component, this is one component, this is one component, this is component. So few components, the related components are going to come to, okay, one module. Okay, and again if you want to create multiple components related to another module, then another modules are going to be created like this. These components are available in another module. So now components, okay, very piece of piece is component. Multiple pieces maybe in one module, multiple modules are going to become one application. Let's look at it guys. Okay, I'm going to tell you broadly. If you want, note it down the diagram. Application is going to divide it into modules. Okay, modules. Each module contains what? Multiple components. One component contains what? UI plus actions. Functionality. Actions means functionality. UI is going to develop by using HTML. Actions is going to develop by, okay, TypeScript. Okay, TypeScript's more like Java guys. It is easier than Java. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you. Okay, so basics of Java only. I don't need to know many things related to Java. So basic things of Java is sufficient for understanding. Don't worry like I'm not proficient in Java. Okay, without knowing Java I cannot understand Angular. Okay, don't think so guys. If you don't know basics also, don't it is not understandable. Yes, frankly I have to tell, if you don't know basics of any programming language, not only Java, not only just Java, so any programming language, okay, so then it is not understandable directly. You have to know what is object, what is class, what is method, what is property, what is constructor, what is implements. Okay, so if you don't know these things, definitely you cannot understand that. Okay, if you know these things, sufficient. Okay, 1 second, my connection is something in trouble. Okay, yeah, now it is clear. Okay, fine guys. So if you want to understand, if you want to develop this Angular application, all you need to know is basics of any programming language like Java or C# or Python. Okay, only those things guys. Okay, whatever things we have already learned, okay, they are okay sufficient to learn all these things. I'm stressing and telling this information for you people, because you should not okay misunderstood like we have to learn something before that. Don't think so. Whatever things that we are learning as part of this class, that's okay, absolutely enough. All right guys, if you have any doubts, okay, you can contact me anytime. You can ping me anytime, so I can respond you whenever I free, as early as possible. Okay, now coming to here guys, you have to remember that what our application is going to divide it into modules. Okay, application is going to divide it into okay modules. This is module 1. If you want, you can note it down guys. Modules, and each module contains multiple components. This is component 1, component 2, component 3, component 4. Assume one application contains multiple modules, and each module contains component, right? If I want to develop screen, what I need to do? I need to create a component. See here, for creating one screen, what I need to do is I need to create one component. Okay, what I will do is I'm going to use component like this is menu component. I want to use one component for menu, and I'm going to use this is left menu. For left menu I'm going to use another component here. Totally this is one component, guys. Total page is one component. Total page is also one component. That component contains sub components. I'm going to use a menu component here. This may be available in one component, one module. And left menu, this is from module 2. And then this is body. This body contains multiple tabs. Okay, this tab related stuff is okay, another component. Okay, something like this. So you can create a screen combining with multiple components. Screen itself one component, guys. Screen itself one component. Okay, let it be, guys. Forget about Gmail. Forget about Gmail. Okay, don't worry about Gmail. Okay, so you don't need to understand everything. Nothing to about Gmail and all. What I'm trying to tell is, application is going to divide it into multiple components. Example for the component is nothing. Yeah, example. This is one component. This is one component. Okay, maybe like this is also, if I this is also one component. Okay, this is also one component. So to develop any web application, so one web application is going to be developed using components. Each component, see here, this is also one component. Everything is one component, guys. Every separate piece, like if I click on this is also one component. Displaying like this is also one component. Okay, now displaying all the actions, right? Okay, so here all actions are available, right? This is also one component. Okay, this is also one component. So when we have multiple components, how to build one component? How to build a page means a page is nothing but combination of multiple components. Okay, so to develop any web application, we need to write hundreds of components. We need to develop hundreds of components. Okay, sometimes thousands of components also may be required, depends upon the application. When we have so many components in our application, managing components itself, it is difficult. That's why we are going to divide first modules. Okay, each module contains multiple components. Okay, one application contains multiple modules. Each module is combination of or contains, each module contains number of components. Okay, so each module contains a number of components. This is the fundamental point that we have to learn today. See here, guys, application contains multiple modules. Each module contains multiple components. Of course, we need to learn many things about modules. We need to learn many things related to components. Of course, we do have we have to remember all those things, but we need to register in our mind saying that module and component. Okay, right. Let us look at it, guys. Just if I write number of components and modules, what I can do is, let's look at it, guys. If I want to, yeah, of course, I have modules. I'm going to write in code wise. What I'm going to write? I'm going to write modules. I'm going to write modules like module 1, module 2. Okay, see here, guys. Module 1 I have written, module 2 I have written, module 3 I have written. In my module I have written, suppose like menu module. This is menu module. This is again menu type 1, menu type 2 components I have. I'm going to use like this. This is left menu component. Assume left menu component. We are going to write a search component. Body component. So this is search component. There are different codes I have written. Now after writing these components, now I want to write another component. Assume this is this. I want to write another component. This is this is especially the root component. This can be called as root component. This can be called as root component, and app component. This can be called as normally app component. Assume in app component, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble. This is also one component. Okay, so this is also available in one of the module. App module or basic root module will be there. Okay, in root module, this is root component. This is also one component. What I will do is in this component, I'm going to use other components. Like this is menu component. I'm going to use menu component here. Okay, I'm going to use left menu component. I'm going to use search component. I'm going to use body component and so on. So to develop this screen, I have to create one component. Inside the component, I'm going to use existing components so that these components can be reused in how many pages you want to develop, in multiple pages, in multiple places. Okay, one component can be reused. Okay, that is going to be reused. All right, guys, that can be reused, guys. All right. Okay, this is something like module 1, module 2, module 3, and so many modules will be there. Depends on the application. We are going to create number of modules. Each module contains number of components. Remember that components. Okay, so you have to remember this particular point. Okay, application contains multiple modules. Each module contains number of components. Okay, so whatever things that I have told you, okay, I just want to show you practically today. Of course, in an initial application, so I'm going to use only one component. In initially I use one module and one component. Okay, I use one module and one component. Remember this, guys. This is the first step that I am doing. Guys. Initially.
Sir.
Yes.
One doubt. I have one doubt.
Please.
Sir, module have one more module we have. Module మళ్ళీ modules ఉంటాయా సార్ అంటే folder contains
one second
folder contains folder అలాగే
give me one second yeah, let me record. The purpose of module is simply to organize multiple components. For now, I'm going to give you only this definition. Of course, using modules, we are going to develop few more things, and then okay, module is combination of multiple components so that they are separate. Okay, just to compare, just for comparison, in Java, it's a package, right? One package contains multiple classes, right? Why package? Okay, why don't we use only one package? Why don't we write all classes in the one package? We are not going to use only one package. We are going to use different packages to keep our classes for separation, to understand it very easily. Okay, if you want to modify any class, to identify any class, to search for any class, it is very easy if you manage packages and all. Okay, that's why here just for comparison, don't don't think like exactly same. Modules are exactly same like package in Java. No, just for this scenario only, just I'm giving you a simple comparison just to understand for your sake. Okay, so module is a combination of multiple classes. It's like a package. How package contains multiple classes. Okay, of course there are so many differences, guys. Package and all Java, don't compare with the Java package and the Angular modules. But one module contains multiple components. Okay, just for remember. Okay, this is separation. Okay, right now coming to here, initially I use one module and one component. And one more good thing for fresh learner is you don't need to create module, you don't need to create component initially. Why? Because whenever we create one application using Node.js, using npm or using ng command that we have used as part of installation, we have used a few things, right? ng, okay, something like that. Okay, so using those commands, if you try to create one application, automatically, okay, a project is going to be created for you. That project includes one module, one component. Okay, one module, one component. That default module, okay, default module is app module, and default component is app component. Default module is app module and default component is app component. Okay, these are the things. Okay, let me show you practically, guys. So this is the commands. Okay, how to create a project means ng new application name, app1 or sample1, whatever application name you want to use, you can use it. Yeah, so as part of our installation, even we have used this okay command also, guys. Okay, let it be. Okay, just today we are going to use it. Any application, let us go to okay Angular. Let me go to, I will go to Angular package. Okay, today okay, so here is the base package I have created. Here I'm going to create my applications, Angular applications as part of this course. Okay, whatever examples I'm going to do, I'm going to use this folder to create any examples, number of examples in this package, so that I can share you all these things. Okay, now coming to here, to create a project, I have to go to the command prompt. So that what I will do, I'll go to here, I'll say cmd, and then I can enter here. Okay, now once after coming here, I want to issue the command that I have shown you just before. Ng means Angular. Okay, ng is the word, is a word created by the Angular. This is a shortcut for Angular, guys. Okay, I always keep remind you one thing: we are developing web applications using Angular, but not Angular JS. We are not using Angular JS. Remember that. So Angular JS is referred 1.x. From Angular 2 and all, it will be only Angular. Now don't say Angular JS. All right, guys. Okay, now this is Angular and new. This is a keyword to create the application sample1. It's your wish, whatever name that you want to use, you can use it here. Ng new sample1. Sample1. Okay, you may use it anything, guys. I just using sample1 now. I enter. Of course, it takes longer time to create the application. It depends on the internet connection, how speed it is. Okay, it is going to okay do it as okay, depends upon the internet connection, guys. If it is faster, it is going to complete it. It is going to be finished okay soon. If it is slow, it is going to be, it takes okay longer time. Okay, now whenever you say sample1, it asks you would you like to add Angular routing. It asks you the question. You can create yes or no, but provide yes. Okay, enter Y and click on. And then second question is what kind of CSS you want to use. There are so many types of CSS are there. Let us go with CSS only. It's already highlighted, right? Yeah, it's already highlighted. If you want to change it, you can use arrow keys, upper arrow key, down arrow key, and then so I'm just entering it. So it starts downloading whatever it requires, right? It is going to create the project and it is going to download the packages, whatever okay, whatever things required for this application, Angular application. Okay, so it is going to download from the internet. So if you don't have internet and then you are trying to create the application, means you are in the you are into trouble. Okay, so if you want to create any project, so first let it connected to the internet, then go with okay, so start with that. Without having internet, don't try with this. All right, guys, keep in mind that okay, issue the command okay, after connecting to the internet. If no internet, it cannot download it, guys. Okay, somebody provided. Naming conflicts, yes. Okay, to avoid naming conflicts, yes, this is one thing to remember. And then AngularJS is more update than no. AngularJS is less version, guys. Lesser version. Angular is okay updated version. AngularJS is older version. Okay, AngularJS is older version. Okay. Okay, what to show, guys? Can you ping me what to show? Okay, if you remember, okay, while installation, this is one of the command. This is one of the command, guys. I guess this is the second command itself. Okay, so okay, if you check the installations, that is the second command. We have done it already. So again, okay, to understand everything, so that's why I'm starting from here itself. Okay, now, right, the command prompt commands. What is this? Which version is using? Now we are using version 9. Okay, by default it is going to install latest version, that is 9. Okay, if you want to see that, what you can do is, go to the command prompt, ng, okay, ng version. It will show you list of versions, guys, because Angular is not one thing. Angular is going to be, it's a framework containing multiple things internally. So it contains whatever things it contains internally. It will show you, okay, it will show you different things, okay, related to which version. See here, this is Angular core. Okay, this can be called as Angular core, is 9 version. Okay, semantics is related one. This is a framework related one. Okay, this is a RxJS. RxJS is integrated with RxJS is separate framework. Of course, Angular is going to use RxJS framework. Okay, even this RxJS is used. Okay, RxJS is used by even React.js and other frameworks also. Okay, we'll come to that okay later. Okay, we'll see that. If you want to see the versions, okay, these are the command. By default, it is going to be installed. Okay, latest version. Okay, 9 version. We can use it, guys. Okay, this is Node.js version is 10. Or Node.js is whatever we have installed first. Node.js software we have installed, right? That is the version. After installing that, we have used the command to install it. This is a Angular version. Okay, yeah. While installing, the private question that I have, okay, while installing, we have created an Angular folder. We take the same folder where we have to run the previous commands. See, you can take new folder. Okay, no problem. You can take new folders. Don't need to worry about installations previously done. Go to the new version. Go to the new version. Okay, go to the new folder, and then you can execute these commands. This is the first command, right? Ng new. Node.js is a software to work with. Okay, to work with Angular. First of all, it's a node manager. Let's say, so if I try to see here, if I run this command, what happened, guys? So many things got installed, right? So many things got installed. So many things got downloaded from the internet. All those things are coming from using Node.js. Node.js is node managed package, node package manager, meaning that for Angular application or any other application, whatever things required related to UI application, okay, related to UI application, to run UI application, to develop UI application, there are so many packages required. These packages are going to be managed by Node.js. Okay, of course, not only the managing, using Node.js, we can do other things also. You can write other things also using Node.js, but we are using Node.js for packaging, for node managing, package manager only. We are using it as package manager only. Okay, now, so of course, to work with these things, first of all, you have to use Node.js installation. We have done it already. Yeah, so can we use any versions like 2 to 9? Yes, exactly. You can use any version, but better prefer using latest versions. Okay, so for better things and all. Okay, so make sure that we all using same version. Okay, why? Because if you use one version, another person is another version, means whatever issues that we are facing, okay, it's not easy to collaborate. Okay, that's why please use latest version. Okay, just if you want to update the previous version, what you need to do is use update command, ng, something like ng update. Okay, you can use it's this kind of commands. There are so many command line maybe. Okay, npm update. Okay, I'll show you guys. Okay, npm update and all. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you.
Okay.
ఒక్క నిమిషం బాబు. Okay, use this kind of commands. There are so many command line commands related to Angular. We'll be learning all those commands. We have okay, this time guys, as we are working with online, so previously I did not provide any materials and all because we closely work by sitting and all, we are working, right? So that's why the material I did not provide previously. Now I'm going to provide basic material, means basic information. So in the format of PDF or Word, I'm going to provide you guys. Okay, whatever concept that we are learning related to that, I'm going to provide. I'm going to provide you, okay, reference websites also. Don't go with any other websites, guys. I'm going to give you standard website. There you can see all the information. Okay, so otherwise if you go other places, okay, that information will be partially will be available. Okay, I'll give you the resources and materials, whatever things required for you. Don't worry about all those things, guys. Okay, now of course, okay, even though I provide material, so don't try to escape from practice, guys. If you are missing practice, means okay, yeah, it's waste of time listening all these classes. Okay, seriously, I'm warning you. Please plan for practice. I make sure that whatever error you have, I'll always online, whatever error you have, just show me. Okay, so I share your AnyDesk and then share your screen. Okay, so I'll be connecting with your system. I'll explain you what are the errors that you are facing. Okay, I'll okay, make sure your system is working properly. All right, yeah. Now this is a command, the first command that I have shown you. So that is successfully created. Once it is successfully created, if I say dir, means wherever I have executed, like see here, guys, I have issued the command like ng new sample1 in this folder. So when I execute this command in this folder, what happened? Okay, one folder it has created sample1. Whatever name I have given for the application, with the same name, it has created one folder. Okay, guys, it has created a folder. What I will do is, now definitely I have to go to inside the folder. Sorry, to go to the folder, what I do, cd change directory sample1, whatever okay, whatever name I have given. Yes, so see here, guys, sample1. Now if I go to here, if I say dir, what happened? There are so many files are there. Don't worry about all those things. Now this is the base folder. Remember that this is the base folder for the application. This is the base folder for the application. All right, yeah. Now once after that, okay, what I can do is ng serve. So of course, if you remember this, all the steps we have done already, right? As part of application, these steps already done. It is asking yes or no, so always try to provide yes for now. So it takes some time to execute this. Okay, so some other applications are running already. Okay, so in the port number, which port number? 4200. Okay, if you want to run multiple applications, I want to run multiple applications. Each application is required one port number. So I'm going to, by default it is going to use, by default it is going to use 4200. I would like to use I would like to use different port number for this application. What I will do is port equal to, I can use 4300. 4300. You can use anything, guys. Which port is available in your mission? Okay, it takes some time to execute. Okay, meanwhile, what we can do is, I will open source, Visual Source Code, Visual Studio Code. I would like to open Visual Studio Code. See here, guys. Visual Source Code is editor. Okay, like Eclipse. For Java, we are using Eclipse, right? For Angular, we are going to use, okay, Visual Source Code, Visual Studio Code we are going to use. This is, this Visual Studio Code is easy to develop applications, Angular applications. Okay, now application is ready. Okay, so I need to bring that application into this editor. To get into this editor, okay, so where is the application, guys? Okay, come to here first. Where our application is? In this location. Go to the folder. This is a sample one, right? Yeah. Yeah. See here, guys. Go to this sample and copy this URL. Copy this path of the application. Okay. So here, this application got created, right? This is the base folder. Copy the base folder. Or coming to here, Visual Studio, go to the file, open folder, go to the open folder. If you remember, I have copied, right? So whatever path I have provided, provide here, or you can select the folder also, guys. You can click on the select and you can go there. So just I want to show you, go to file, open the folder. Okay, wherever application is available, you can navigate through like this also, wherever we have created. Yeah, I have created, I remember, Angular, and this is the location, and sample one is the base location until here. See sample one, go to sample one. Okay, so come here and then select, so that it is going to be open with the code. So I have opened. What are the steps I have created, guys? First, this is a command I have issued, and then next command I have used ng. Okay, go to cd sample one, going to the next step, going to the folder, inside the folder, and then ng serve I have used, and then okay, so opened Visual Studio Code editor. I have opened editor, and then file, open folder. I have selected the open folder and go to your application path, base application path. Okay, one second, somebody had provided. Drag and drop. Any other platforms like that's Visual Studio Code? Yes, we have so many editors are there. Even we can use Eclipse also. But okay, so this is Visual Studio Code is maybe like it's freeware. That's why I'm using it. If you want to use it another, yes, you can use it, no problem. So this it's all about your comfortability. As like we are using Eclipse, instead of using Eclipse, we can use other things like NetBeans, or there are so many other tools, right? Okay, you can use other tools for any other tool. It's like normal editor only. Okay, so because it provides you some help. Okay, so for developing Angular, we get more help in Visual Studio Code. Even we have paid tools also. Paid tools, of course, we are not recommendable. So that's why, yeah. Yes, Sublime, yes. Sublime, other platform, yes, you can use it. No problem at all. That's your comfortability. You can use any editor. You can use any editor, no problem, guys. But I'm not comfortable with any other tools, any other editors, to be frank. So if you ask me something, I have to Google and then I have to search. If you have any issues with other tools, okay, I personally have to search and then I have to give solution for you. Okay, if it is Visual Studio Code, maybe I can help you quickly. Okay, so please, okay, use this only to make sure that everybody using same platform, so that whatever issues we have, we can solve very easily and quickly. For your own interest, you can use another tools also, but when you are asking me, or when you are asking any problem, any solution in our group, okay, so prefer use same tool, like we everybody use the same thing. Okay, if you want to use personally, yes, you can use it. Yes, we can use it. Yes, that's right. Already you have created dream app. Yes, that is also we can use it, but just for me, for my sake, create it again, guys, so that now once after creating the application, we have opened it. After open, if you see this source, go to the source. Okay, let me zoom it. You can see here, yeah, in the source you can see app and assets environments. Now our code is available in the app. Now coming to here, guys, so I told you that whatever things I have given you before, that information, application contains multiple modules. Okay, somebody opened your mic again.
వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు అయిపోయాయి కదా.
Okay, so now coming to here, application contains multiple modules. Okay, each module contains number of components. So I again told you, by default one module is going to be created. By default one component is created. Now here, if you go to app, if you go to here, this is a module. So this is a module, guys. One module has already created this module. Okay, now one component, right? One component is, if I say one component is combination of what I said previously, two things, right? What is that? Component is combination of two things. What are the two things? One is UI, another is actions. For UI, one HTML will be there. For action, one TypeScript file is there. TypeScript for actions, to write our actions, one TypeScript file is there. And for even one component is containing again for styles. For styles, one CSS file is available. Of course, one or more CSS files can be available. CSS files. See here, guys, that's why a component is combination of, now I want to write it down here. One component is combination of one component is combination of, okay, HTML, CSS and TypeScript. Okay, so three files. One component is combination of three files. Remember that, guys? One component is a combination of three files. Okay, just to repeat, one application contains multiple modules. Each module contains a number of components. One component contains HTML, CSS and TypeScript. HTML contains HTML code, CSS contains style sheets, okay, TypeScript contains actions like Java code. What should happen if any action occurs? What should happen for any actions? That is going to be available. Now to tell about component, see here, guys, app component. Default component is app component. By default it has created app component. See here, one HTML is HTML file and this is TypeScript. This is unit testing purpose. You don't need to worry about right now. We'll talk about it okay in the last. Okay, so we don't worry about it. Now remember that one application is combination of three things. One component is combination of three things, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, let's look at it, guys. Okay, three things. Of course, this is routing part. This is also not going to discuss right now. We'll discuss it. Okay, so in the next steps. Now we have to discuss about app module and app component. By default, one component is going to be created. By default, one module is going to be created. Okay, one module and one component is going to be created. This is related. Okay, sorry. This is related module 5. These are related component. These things are related components. We can create our own components also. Okay, let's look at it, guys. So now, whenever we say ng-serve, what happened, guys? ng-serve, right? CD sample ng-serve. What happened? Our application got ran. See here, in which port number it is running? 4300. If you want to open the application, okay, what I need to do? I have to go to the browser and I have to see this path. See here, guys. Okay, now I'll go to the browser. Application is running. Localhost 4300. Whenever I say 4300, now our application is running. So this is the default content. This whole thing is available inside the component. Which component? We have only one component, default component, root component, that can be called as app component. This can be called as root component and default component. Let me put it down here. Default component, this can be called as default component, right? App component can be called as, app component is root component. Root component means parent component. We are going to use, okay, another component inside this component. Okay, we'll talk about another components, other components and all. Let us come to here again. What I want to do is, all this information is available. All this information is available. Where, guys? This is available inside the component. Which component? App component. Okay, app component. Okay, I want to go to app component into the code. Okay, I'm going to the app component. Let me see here, guys. App component HTML. HTML contains HTML part, and app component TS file contains actions and properties. Properties, it's like a class. Properties, data and actions. It contains data and actions. Let me go to the app component HTML. This total HTML something is there. What I want to do is, I want to remove everything, and what I want to do is H1, I want to write my code. Okay, see here, guys, what I'm doing. Okay, one second. Make it big. Yeah, in app component, whatever component available inside are already, I have removed everything, and then say Slocum Tech. I just saved it. When I save it automatically, okay, if I go to the browser, this is going to get refreshed automatically. So Slocum Tech came up here. Okay, guys. So this is, okay, I just changed the HTML code. Now, okay, I want to show you, I want to create my own component. So I have changed the existing component. Now I would like to create my own component, and I want to use that component here. Okay, let us look at it, guys. Let us go to, before creating our own component, to create one component, what happened, guys? Default component. This is a CSS. CSS contains nothing. You don't need to worry about CSS right now. HTML, yes, we need to worry about HTML content. HTML, I have removed everything, and then I have provided my own component. And then coming to, so TS spec file, spec, even you can delete also. This is related to unit testing and all. We don't need to worry about these two things. So that's why, you know, don't worry about this one and CSS. Focus on HTML file and TS file, component.ts and HTML file. Focus on these two things. A component is combination of two things. Assume right now two things. We add CSS file later, we are going to use CSS file later whenever it is required. Okay, now if I go to file, it's like a class. See here guys how Java class looks like. These are the annotations. These are the basic annotations. Decorators, it can be called as decorators. Let's look at it guys. Okay, this is we are going to discuss about this what is selector. Okay, so what is the template URL, and then what are the styles URL. Okay, I want to give you explanation about this information. See here guys, we are using component, that's why this is a kind of class, we need to import it. This is a TypeScript, like how we are going to write Java code. The same way we are going to write TypeScript code here, of course. So don't think like exactly Java and TypeScript both are exactly same. No, not at all. For reference purpose you can compare with Java, but whenever we are writing TypeScript code, try to remember TypeScript code in your mind separately. If you compare it with Java and you leave it, then you cannot remember it. So don't do that mistake. So coming to here, export class app component. Export, we are not going to use this export in Java, right? So for it is like a public. In TypeScript, it is like public, class name, and this is the property. Okay, this is the property guys. In Java, we are going to write properties, right? The same way we can write these properties. We can use this property inside the HTML. Which HTML? We are in which component class? App component class. So that you can use this property exactly in the app component HTML. Okay, I cannot use directly this property in another components. I can use this property exactly in the same component, you know, this one. Okay, to understand it better way, what I want to do is I want to create my own component. Let us look at it guys, so that we can use it, we can understand it very easily guys. Okay, let's what I have done. So as part of practicals, what I have done, removed existing contents from app components existing contents from app component.html app component HTML, provided our HTML, right? So this is a test we have done. Okay, this is the test we have done. Now after that, what is the next test that we are doing is creating new component. To create the new component, what we need to do is you can issue a command like new ng generate. What I want to generate? Component. So generate ng generate what I want to generate? Component. What is the component name? Sample component. Let's look at it. I'm going to use this command to generate. Where I have to use this command? Same place. Go to the server. Wherever we have opened, right? Go to the server. Okay. One more thing. If server is not under running, if server is not running, your application is not going to run. Remember that. When you are starting, when you are at the initial stage, it will be confusing, like after running, people want to close it. If you close means application is not going to run. Okay. Now what I want to do is, I want to run the, now server is running, I want to stop it. How to stop the server? Control C. See here, remember that? Control C. If I say Control C, it asks you yes or no. Again, yes. And if you want to clear the screen, CLS, enter. Now, once after stopping it, I would like to create a component now. See here guys, ng generate. What I want to generate component. For component name, I want to use sample 1, otherwise sample 1. If I say enter, see here, it is going to generate 4 files. What are the 4 files it is going to generate means? We have seen just before, right? HTML file. See here guys, HTML file, TS file, TypeScript file, this is a spec file. This is for unit testing. And this is component, class, and this is CSS. Right now you can neglect CSS and spec. We are going to focus only two things. Of course it is going to generate it, don't worry. Okay, let us go to here. We have opened here, right? If I go to code base in the Eclipse, in the source code, if you see here, it has created one folder. Within that folder you can see all the 4 files. Even though it has generated 4 files, we are not going to focus two things. What are the two things? CSS and then TSS, spec file, I mean unit testing file. We are going to focus two things, TS file and then HTML file. Okay, now once after generating this component, okay, this component has generated in which module? The question is, once after generated the component, the new component has generated in which module? Okay, so we are in app, means inside the app we have created sample one component, right? So meaning that this is under app module. Yes, of course, in one way we can say like this. But if you go to app module, if you see here guys, if you open this, what happened? 4 files has generated, 1 file got updated. See here guys, update, 1 file got app.module.ts. This is the thing that we need to understand before going to that. What is that meaning? Means whatever component we have generated, this component is related to module. Which module it is? App module. What it has modified? This file is already there. This file has created at the time of application creation itself. Okay, it is going to register. Actually, this component is going to get registered in this module. Okay, so let us go to the module. Let me go to the module. I will slowly make you comfortable what is module and what is component. Okay, don't worry guys, follow my instructions. Okay, so don't think so initial at a very first step only, don't try to understand what is a component totally, what is module. Okay, totally don't try to understand. Okay, just I'm trying to make you understand what is component and what is module by giving different examples guys, right? So for that, let me go to here. If I go to app module, if I open app module, you can see something. See here guys, this is a module file. Module has only one file. Component has 4 files. Now in this module, one module contains multiple components. One module contains multiple components. We are in app module. This is also one class. This class contains no contents. See here, no properties, no methods are there. But this is the configuration. This is a configuration. Okay, in this configuration, okay, our components are going to be declared. See here guys, in this module 2 components are there. What are the components? App component, sample components are there. Okay, app component and sample 1 component. Whenever we have generated, automatically this file got modified and then it got registered here as part of declarations. Okay, just I'm giving introduction guys. Okay, try to remember this vocabulary right now. Okay, right, this is a configuration. This is a JSON. Okay, JSON. Okay, JSON means, okay, key and values. This is the key and this is the value. This is the key and this is the value. This is the key, this is the value. This is the key and this is the values. I'm going to give you, okay, I try to give this information. How many components are available in this module? Every module has to come here, it has to declare it. You are not declaring it, you cannot use it. That's why whenever you generate one component, automatically it came and it has declared automatically. If you create, yeah, we can create components manually also. If we create component manually, we need to add it, okay, by default. Oh, sorry, we need to come here and then we need to write the code to add component here, right? Now coming to imports, there are 2, imports. Imports are modules. Now we are in which module? App module. This app module is going to use default other modules. If we want to use other modules, we need to import it. Okay, this is a just a basic introduction I'm giving you. We are going to use so many modules. We are going to import multiple modules. Later on, we keep using all those things, and we keep giving you multiple informations, guys. Right? Import means in one mod. We are in one module. If you want to use other modules, we have to import it. We are importing these modules. And then providers means the services. Right now we have no services, service classes. If we have service classes, we are going to provide it. This is the important thing, Bootstrap. Here in the Bootstrap, we have provided the component. See here, this app component we have provided means by default, this component is going to be run. By default, this component is going to get executed. Bootstrap means what is a Bootstrap? Default behavior. So that default behavior means automatically app component is going to get executed. That's why app component is going to get executed, app component is going to get displayed. Okay. Now, so let's look at it, guys. We have created this the same way. As we have created component, if we go to the component, you can see here, guys, how many files it has created. 4 files it has created. Right? So let us go to here and then go to, this is a component file. This is a sample component. This is our own component file. Of course, don't worry about all these implements, interface and all those things. You don't need to provide anything. Just a simple class. By default it has created. Okay, this class, this component has registered in the module. Now new component has these 3 things. This component configuration. Teja. Okay, yeah. Right. So in this component, if you see this component, what happened, guys? Selector. This is a configuration, template URL, style URL. So by default, yeah, this component has created, and template URL means, so I'll tell you this, guys. Template URL means this component is related to which HTML. Why? Because every component has one HTML, one CSS file. Not only one CSS file, we can maintain multiple CSS file. See here, how many CSS files you want to use, you have to provide these CSS files here. Okay, so this is CSS files. And what is the selector? This is the interesting point. Now I want to use this component. I want to use this component in another component. I have to use this selector. Selector is like a HTML tag. Okay, now I'm going to use this component, sample component in app component. I will go to the app component. In app component, I'm going to use sample1 component using this selector. Right, using this selector, I can use it. Okay. Before going to that, this component contains no logic, of course, and it is associated with HTML. Go to that HTML, sample HTML. In this sample HTML, I want to provide something like this is sample component, sample comp. Okay, let's look at it, guys. If you observe carefully, I have created component. That component contains class and then HTML. Oh, I have neglected CSS and then spec. And this component provided with the selector and then HTML. Okay, guys. Now, if you go to HTML, I have provided our HTML. By default, the sample1 component we have created, but it is not useful. Okay. If it is not useful, I mean, we are not using it. In the app component, this is a root component. Like this is a main method in Java. App component is like main method. From here, what I can do is I can use sample1 component. See here, guys, what I can do is app sample1 component. This is a selector. This is a selector name. Using selector name from app component, I'm calling sample1 component. I'm calling sample1 component. See here, guys, it's very Easy to understand now? This is the module. What module? App module. App module contains two components. What are the two components? App component is one default component, and another is sample one component. What I am doing, I am using inside the sample one component, I am using inside the app. See here guys, by using the tag, this is the, what is this guys? This is reference of sample one. This can be called as selector. Where you can find this? You can find this. You can find this. Go to sample component. Here selector. By default, this information came right. Using this, you can provide it. Okay. So use this sample one component where in app component.html. Let me close all the things. App component.html. Now, if I use like this, what happens? This component is going to be, this component is going to get executed in app one component. Right. Let me run this application now. Server is not running. Again, start this ng serve. Let me start this application. Okay, somebody. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Again, the problem is the port number is already running. What I use, port 4300. By default, it uses 4200. In your case, when you are running only one application, just you can use ng serve. Okay, somebody has query, right? Is it not possible to install own components without base component? No. Okay, base component is required. Why? Because that is a bootstrap. Like without main method, what you can do in Java, you cannot run the application, right? The same way, okay, base component is required. Execution starts from the base component itself. So app component is required. Okay, yeah, check it out. Yes, it's running now. Let us go to the 4300. When I run this, see here guys, this code is app component and this is another component. This is from another component. What we have done, okay, okay, so in app component means we called the sample one component. So sample one component related stuff came here. The same way you can use multiple components in app component. Okay, just for giving, this is a basic introduction. Okay guys, so now the new component has generated in which module? So absolutely app module only. By default, it is going to be created. Okay, by default, we are using same module guys. Okay, right. So now what is a bootstrap? Bootstrap related component is app component. App component is going to run. See, app component is going to run. When app component is getting run, app component HTML is going to run. In the app component HTML, we are going to call new component. Actually, we didn't write any different code. We have provided only code in the HTML only. Okay. Yeah, this is a basic introduction. What is component? How to create a simple component. Okay guys, yeah. Now, yeah, can I have any doubts regarding this class guys?